CNBC-TV18 presents the AI Dialogues in association with IBM.
Hello and welcome to CNBC-TV18.com presents AI Dialogues in association with IBM. I'm Ridu Bhandari. And on this very special series, we are exploring how artificial intelligence is transforming various industry sectors and business functions and unlocking their potential for the future. In this episode, our spotlight is on the human resources or the HR function of organizations that is seeing monumental shifts thanks to emerging technologies and particularly artificial intelligence. Today, AI is automating mundane tasks and freeing up skilled employees for high-value jobs. It's offering data-led insights into talent management and is delivering very personalized employee experiences that enhance satisfaction. But of course, there are challenges around the ethical implications of harnessing artificial intelligence. So how are CHROs driving AI adoption? What are the big trends that will shape the future of HR? And how should people leaders ensure responsible implementation of AI? Those are some of the big questions we will answer here today with a panel of very eminent HR leaders. Our theme today is the future of work, automating the HR ecosystem with generative AI. So let me then welcome Charandeep David, Corporate Vice President of HR at Max Life Insurance, Thirukumaran Nagarajan, Vice President and HR Head at IBM India South Asia, Satish Mohapatra, Executive Vice President, Corporate and Business HR at Maruti Suzuki India, and Vikram Tandon, Advisor to the Chairman at Adani Group. Welcome, gentlemen, and Charan. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And today, of course, we want to know from all of you, what are you all doing as people leaders with generative AI, with artificial intelligence at large? And first up, if I can have opening comments from each of you on, what is your approach to AI-led transformation within the HR business function? What are some of the pillars that you are looking at, the foundation that you're looking at while approaching this change? Charan, if we can start with you.
Very clearly, I think the future is going to be of AI. I think it's going to be a lot more digital than it is right now. And we are constantly, debating and having conversations internally within the organization to say that is the way to go. And we're constantly upgrading and saying, okay, how can we use AI? In fact, we have a team which is constantly going, exploring, coming back to the organization and telling us where all we can use AI. For example, I can tell you, in HR, we're exploring a learning experience platform where we will be looking at, what are the skills that are required today and what are the skills for tomorrow? And, can AI really help us develop on those skills? So some of those things, even, employee engagement, can we really understand the mood of our employees today through AI? Can we get feedback from them? And then can we, put some policies or some, maybe employee experience, maybe initiatives in the organization for them to really enhance that experience. So some of those things, we are really looking at this point of time.
Very interesting. Vikram, if I can come to you next, your thoughts?
We are doing a lot of assessments and using generative AI in hiring. We are trying to bring it into employee engagement, as she said, to see what is the employee mood. Our next stage is to bring it into performance assessments. So that the whole performance system is automated, but more importantly, is able to give us some early indications of people who are keen on being fast-tracked, some people who want to venture into other areas. And the only other part that we still want to explore is employee communication. At Adani, we have quite a multi-generational workforce. So the question is, can we tailor-make communication to different age groups? But we're still exploring that.
Okay, that's a very interesting one, and we're going to come back to that. But Satish, what about you at Maruti Suzuki? What is the approach to the HR transformation with AI?
So thank you, Mridu, and being a very customer-centric company so far and undergoing a very rapid growth. On the business front, we have been already using AI in different parts. But about the people front, I would agree with Vikram there, similar to them, we're taking baby steps, and those are in specific areas. we want to eat what we can chew, basically. So areas like talent acquisition, areas like listening to people on a real-time basis, areas where we are solving problems for them is what we're trying to do. And they're quite a handful today, but then we don't, in the process, we want to go slow because we don't want to lose the human-centric touch as well.
Right. Fair enough. And Thiru, IBM, of course, an innovative tech company, so huge expectations of the world to, see what IBM does for the world. But tell us what you are doing within the company as far as the people function is concerned. How are you leveraging AI?
Sure. Thank you, Mridu. It's great to be here with my colleagues here. Well, I want to rewind a little bit. Just about a year and a half ago was when we all saw the power of generative AI, the cool stuff that it could do. It started off by writing a speech, writing an essay for our children. You could book a wonderful itinerary when you go on a vacation. Fast forward 18 months, and you see the incredible rate and pace of development across all the industries, be it in the healthcare sector, be it in energy or power, or even in the automobile industry. It's incredible in terms of the use cases. Now, for us as HR leaders in IBM, we support our clients. So the skilling that is required to keep up with this space and help our clients is a huge task. I have to also say, the adoption of AI, the change management aspects of making sure employees are comfortable to work with this new technology, with the right ethical principles, with trust, with confidentiality is a huge ask. In one of the forums, on the lighter side, one of the ministers of AI in the UAE put it quite nicely. He said, well, in the dictionaries, you may not find the difference between the word complete and finished. So if you're able to adopt, use, and deploy AI, most likely you'll be complete. But if you don't use AI and you delay it when the time comes, you're most likely finished. But if you reject the notion altogether of AI that's not, in the world, you're completely finished. I think that sort of put it right. So embracing this technology, and it's also big business. We see, particularly in India, it's at least billions of dollars, almost $20 billion according to Gartner, just within this decade. And with India doing so well, this technology is only going to accelerate the GDP to the tune of trillions of dollars. So it is serious business for us. And when we lead such organizations, for us, I'd like to say you really can't build tomorrow's organization with yesterday's talent. You have to equally develop them to continue with this pace. And equally, the kind of talent that we attract to our companies are digital natives. So you can't insert them into an organization that's operating with yesterday's operating models. Right. So it's a huge challenge for us.
Yeah, no, you rightly said that the workforce that's coming today is digital natives. But for companies like yours that are legacy enterprises, you have multiple generations working within the workforce as well. And today generations are changing at, say, about 7-8 years. So how do you deal with that challenge, and how challenging is it then to upskill the non-digital native workforce, and how do you navigate that?
We, being a tech company, we have the privilege of testing out and experimenting with a lot of future technologies as client zero within IBM itself. We have digital profiles for every IBMer. Right from the time you join, all of your historical experiences, and as you start to live your career and the journey in the company, the amount of learning you've had, the kind of projects that you've actually delivered on, your performance criteria, how much you get paid, what kind of skills are you developing, which countries and geographies have you worked in. All of the above is incredible amount of data that is there. So we harness that data to help the IBMer further develop their careers across the entire life cycle, from hire all the way to retire. At every milestone, we have an AI solution that augments human intelligence, not necessarily displace humans, but it helps managers make the best decisions. It helps every dollar that we invest in an employee goes to the right set of employees. It makes sure that we are able to promote the right set of talent so that we can retain them. So performance management, learning, compensation advisory. There is a significant amount of use cases that we have in IBM all through that life cycle. And I can share more with you as we move along.
We want technology to simplify, we want technology to take away our mundane tasks. What is then happening at Max Life Insurance? How do you use AI for increased productivity, for optimizing costs, and to basically drive overall business growth?
So one is on the customer side. I think there's a lot of digitization, AI use that is happening on how our customers can get access to us as an organization. That's one. The other side, even for our, for our agents and for our employees, when they're dealing with customers, how can they really be able to sell the best product to them is something that we are putting together. So it's on both sides, actually. It can't just happen on one side. And that, of course, we're looking at saying that maybe now, rather than increasing the workforce, which is what we were talking about, can we really work on productivity? With the same workforce, can we continue to grow our business? That is something that we are really kind of focusing on. So it is going to be internal and external both for the business to really grow.
At Maruti Suzuki, I know, Satish, you all have launched an HR support chatbot. Give us a sense of how that has been doing so far. What has the experience been like for employees? And is it a success yet?
We started with humble beginnings, and the need, it was a need-based project. Like, our job, our business is to put India and Bharat on wheels. So our people also have to move around from tier 2 cities to tier 3 cities to villages, and obviously it's not feasible to provide HR support 24/7 from them. So the need started from there to have a system that is not just a reactive machine, but also something that can understand the nuances of human language, give a context-aware response on the employee's particular query about their need, and also converse in a language as natural as possible. Yeah. Yes, while we started and the adoption took some time, the system learns along the way. Today, probably it's not as perfect or as advanced as what Thiru's IBM Watson is doing for them. Let's say today, if I ask about my leave plans or suggest a leave plan, it probably doesn't remind me that, okay, 3 workflows are pending for your employees for performance management or something else, or your learning hours, but then that's the next step. But for us, the initial need was to provide a 24/7 response mechanism to employees, which was natural and it was context aware, and that's I think it has achieved. It's called Chica, and I'm happy with the adoption we've got so far, but we want to make it even better.
Right.
Actually, the challenge is to keep it updated. So we also have something similar. Any employee can go and ask any HR policy related questions on that. In fact, anything in the organization. So we have different departments contributing. But over a period of time, one is adoption, popularizing it in the organization, and the other is to keep it updated in real
Absolutely.
time. That's important. And that's where sometimes, you tend to kind of slow down as an organization, because then you do need workforce to keep updating it as well.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
AI will not work without that.
Absolutely.
CNBC-TV18 presents the AI Dialogues in association with IBM.